Section 2 for the final nucleic acids that pair up in DNA and RNA are adenine, cytosine, guanine, thymine, and uracil. In DNA, you have A, C, G, and T, adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. In RNA, you have A, C, G, and U. That's adenine, cytosine, guanine, and uracil. RNA is single-stranded. DNA is double. Remember D for double. It's a double helix, and you have 46 chromosomes from the genes. Lipids are fats and oils. A triglyceride is a body fat. It's 1 glycerol and 3 fatty acids. So you can remember tri like 3 for 3 fatty acids. 1 glycerol and 3 fatty acids. Lipids, phospholipids, they line up to form the cell membrane. It's 1 glycerol, 2 fatty acids, and a phosphate group. Steroids. They're all made of a steroid nucleus, which is 4 interlocking carbon rings. You have sex hormones like testosterone and estrogen, cholesterol, bile acids that are stored in the gallbladder to help digest fat. An element is a pure chemical that's not mixed with anything else, like carbon. An atom is the smallest unit of a chemical element, like a carbon atom, made of proteins, neutrons, and electrons. A proton is positively charged and in the nucleus. A neutron is a neutral charge in the nucleus. An electron is a negative charge in the outer rings of the atom or the electron shell. A cation is a positively charged ion. Example is calcium, which is Ca2+. An anion is a negatively charged ion like chlorine, Cl-. Ionic bond is 2 atoms combined to form a molecule by a transfer of electrons between the 2 atoms. One gains electrons and one loses electrons in an ionic bond. Covalent bond is 2 atoms combined to form a molecule by sharing electrons. Hydrophobic is a substance that will not dissolve in water. They're nonpolar, like oils. Hydrophilic is a polar substance like glucose that likes water and does dissolve in water. Polar is a covalent bond in which electrons are unequally shared. They're at opposite poles, like a water molecule. Nonpolar is a covalent bond in which electrons are equally shared. So nonpolar is equal, polar is at each end. So everything is even. Uneven. They're on opposite ends. The pH scale, blood should have a pH of 7.35 to 7.45. A base on the pH scale is a pH over 7. Remember, basic training is 8 weeks, so a base is higher than 7. It is a hydrogen acceptor, meaning it dissolves in water and soaks up hydrogen. An acid on the pH scale has a low pH, less than 7. It is a hydrogen donor. So if it is low pH, it donates the hydrogen. It doesn't need it down low. Dissolves in water and gives off hydrogen ions. Four classes of biological macromolecules are proteins, carbs, nucleic acids, and lipids. Proteins are made of amino acids. Carbs are made of sugars. And I think I already covered those. The monosaccharide is one sugar. Disaccharide is two sugars. Polysaccharide is many sugar rings. An example of that is glycogen, which is a storage form of excess glucose. Glucose, or sugar, is a monosaccharide with one sugar ring. Nucleic acid is DNA and RNA are made of nucleotides, which is a nitrogenous base plus a deoxyribose or ribose plus a phosphate group. Okay, that's it for 2. 3 is very short. So an enzyme, just remember it ends in ASE. The job of an enzyme is to speed up a chemical reaction. It doesn't cause the chemical reaction, but it speeds it up. ATP, that is the energy currency of the cell. It's what the cell uses as energy to do the work. Adenine, ribose sugar, and 3 phosphate groups. ATP, adenine, ribose sugar, and 3 phosphate groups. And that's it for 2 and 3.